everybody. I'm Joseph Clyder with AscensionPathway.com on the Evan Fain YouTube channel, bringing another edition of grid work, geoengineering on a daily basis. And we're covering the monsoon fraud, and look what we got here at about 10:30 a.m. Saturday, August 6th. We got a rail. He just sprayed it right across there, and then he stopped it and then sputtered over here a little bit. Sputterage. But meanwhile, it's a pan around the southern sector, pretty clear. They got some fluffs. If you look on the top of this garage, since I'm not in the great wide open, you can see they got a little bit of a sprout going there. Over the mountain, of course, fluffed right up. They got it fluffed up pretty good. And you can see the darker soot under there as well. So you know how thick they must have gotten it already. It's pretty thick. Panning around, I'm going to have to show you the other sector. But look at this rail here. Now that's a different rail. I'll show you. Different rail. See how that goes all the way across. And then there's that rail there. That I showed you. Remember this rail here? See if I can even reel it in here. There it is. Well, if you look closely, let me show you. There's another railer in there. So they're railing it up over the fluff, just like I had told you before. That's how they get it to collapse, turn into soot, and possibly a deluge here and there. Northern sector, right through the northwest. Look closely through the trees. Yeah, bubbled right up. They all have the nipple effect, all the way into that northeastern sector as well. So we'll keep an eye on it and see what happens. It's a little after 3-4 hours have gone by. Look what's happening to our sky. We've got all kinds of fluff. We've got disbursement. We got white soot. That was already once fluffed just like that. You can see the embedded cloudoid right there, how cartoony that looks. Panning around into that northern sector, they've got white fluff, old gray fluff. That's all going to collapse. As you can see, it's collapsing right down there in the center already. Above that, you got the collapsion, all the white soot pushing down. Big cloudoid right above me. Panning into that western sector, you can see they've already got it all gray again. It's almost the identical repeat of the last week. So there's really not a lot to show you. I don't want to bore you with just black soot every day and cloudoids. But once you understand the mechanism, then you can take the steps to complain. It's about 3:30, I'm getting ready to get my workout in, but I just want to show you how the soot falls out of these cloudoids. Look at the white soot right there. See, if they were real clouds, like we've told you hundreds of times, Cloudoid 101 is that clouds turn and just dissipate into rain droplets, or they just disintegrate into nothingness as part of our atmospheric hydrological cycle. But here, just plain as day, you can see the soot. Same thing over here. They got the cloudoids built up, soot over the top. They've got all these all built up pretty good. You can see the soot in between here as they've getting this already. Cloudoids up here, already gray, black, and low. Look how low that is. Oh my gosh. Winds picked up, close to 5 o'clock. They got it to deluge, just a little bit of sprinkle here and there. Try to keep you thinking that the monsoon thing is really a real event. As we've been showing you on and off all for the last week or so, it's nothing of the sort. It is now Sunday, August 7th, 2016, and look it. Same thing again. I mean, as they try to push this monsoon thing over on the people, you can see the fluff that got hidden up there around the horizon. Look at this big bomb here. And let me show you. It's right over the cell tower array, or real close to it. See, there's the cell tower right there, and look at the fluff. They've got it fluffed up pretty good. Not extravagant. They're going to have to do more spraying. in order to get this thing to work. Or maybe their idea is just throw a few toxic cloudoids up in the air and leave it at that. I don't know. Northern sector, same thing. We got some fluffed up cloudoids back there. I hear a jet above me, but I can't find them. Another look at that eastern sector, more fluff. So just the hole in the grid is right above me again, and I'm sure they're going to try to move that off the mountain. There's my buddy the dove. He's checking out the soot. What's been happening? It's been about 5 hours since my last segment. Again, nothing really to see. Just kind of move along. But they've got, look at this fluff now. It's all starting to collapse in the gray and black soot. The white on the top is starting to break apart a little bit on the edge. We all know the routine. So pan all the way around that northern sector. Mega fluff over by the mountain. Just mega. Look at that. Toxic plume 100%. Panning all the way around northwestern sector. The soot's already fallen. It's got gray soot. All the fluff has been broken apart. You can see the different layers. There's really no sense in spraying this stuff if they're not going to make it rain. Even the rain is toxic, as we know. Western sector fluff. It's just the same old thing, day after day. Here's a spot between the trees and the house. You can see it's already breaking apart into white soot. From fluff to soot to wisps. My God, it's just terrible. Again, over top of the Mingus Mountain. Straight ahead, straight shot. Cell tower array, fluff right above it. Well, there's not too much to show you here. Not a lot of active spraying. Haven't seen one jet spray anything today, but you know, we already know the routine. They spray it elsewhere, moving it on over here. Remember that hole in the grid? It's still got a little tiny hole, but that's about it. Why do I get the feeling they're gonna spray some more and try to create another little deluge so they can continue the monsoon fraud? Why do I think that? Here's a satellite weather report, radar, showing you where moving the plumes and the storms. 5:10 p.m. Arizona time. Look down here in Mexico. This is where people say the monsoons come. Look how they've got that swirled. It's in a circle almost. That's almost hurricane-ish. See how they got that in a spiral? Almost to the Fibonacci sequence. You can see what's going on here. You know, it doesn't look like there's that much there, but we're almost completely covered. So if we're almost completely covered with that little bit, New Mexico's completely covered. We got rain going. See how they're moving into the head of Texas? Yeah. Oh, look at this. This is just plume here. Kansas and Nebraska. That's just straight up plume waiting for this stuff to move on in so they can collapse it down into what you people think is rain. And look how they got this turned this way. They've been doing that a lot lately. See that? They've been doing that a lot. Florida. Huh. Oh my gosh. Do I need to say any more? Look at that. Getting close to 6 o'clock now on Sunday. I'm gonna take a look at that sun. You can see the different layers. So we call them monsoon layers. They did make a sprinkle a little bit, amazingly. It's just totally amazing from what we saw before, remember? They did get it to sprinkle. Still, no railers. Yeah, it's real covert. Look at this white bomb turning into a... It could turn into a Euphumulus. Right now it looks like a hammerhead shark. See the hammerhead there? Anyways, that's all gonna just start. It's already starting. Look at over here. It's already falling in the side. Looking into that northwest sector. You can see the soot falling out of that bomb. And it's just falling right there. See that? Isn't that ridiculous? I don't even know what time it is. It's got to be getting a little after 6, possibly 6:30, quarter to 7. Look at that soot. Oh my God, people are breathing that every friggin' day. Just look at that soot falling out of the sky. And that's not all. Let me pan over here. Look at this. Now, if you think that's still a real cloud, let me show you. Remember how fluffed up it was? It was all fluffed up just like this. It's already turning toxic. But look at the top. That was that hammerhead. Remember? Look at the fluff now. Come on. Look at the fluff. That's soot. That ain't a cloud. Look how flat it is on the bottom. Over here you got some cloudoids. And you got the soot ready to collapse those. This one's already collapsed in the soot. As will these. These will all collapse because, what is it? They're not really clouds at all.